Hi everyone, Mr. H here. This is chapter 1.3 Organizational Objectives. Due to the extension of this presentation, we are going to divide this video into two parts. So this is part 1. In this video, we will explain and then discuss the roles of the mission and vision statements, the aims, and the other types of objectives that are set within a business organization. Okay, so let's get started. Let's begin by having a quick view at objectives. Let's first say that objectives are these expected measurable results. Okay, these are specific things we want to happen in a business. These are specific achievements that we want to see to make real, okay, in our business. Okay, expected measurable results, and they are what an organization aims to achieve within a specific time frame. In general, all the objectives within the business can be organized this way. Okay, beginning with the biggest one, the more general ones, up to the smallest one, the more specific ones in a business. We have the vision, the mission, the aims, the strategic objectives, the tactical objectives, and finally the operational objectives. We're going to dedicate a few minutes discussing and explaining each of these in the following slides. Let's start with vision and mission. The vision and the mission statements are the foundation, okay? They are the foundation of the business, okay? They state, they declare what the most important objectives, the most important ideas of the business are. So the vision shows the desired future or the aspirations of the organization. Okay, is in a big view, in the long run, in the long term, what we want to become as a business. Okay, that's our vision. Is that desired big future that we see. It is meant to inspire and motivate employees, and it's meant to promote a bond with customers and all the others that are outside the business. So, first, I mean, when employees or members with inside the business read the vision, they should be inspired and motivated to reach that desired future, to make it true. But on the other hand, you should declare the vision also declares the philosophy of the business. Therefore, it should also find connection with what customers and what other interested organizations outside the business share in common with your business. Finally, the vision statement is usually a long-term statement. So is what we see in our business in the following 10, 15, 25 years in the future. And this is why it is rarely or even never changed. Actually, it should never change. It should never change because it's the long-term view, that long-term desired future we see in our business, what we intend to become. On the other hand, we have the mission. The mission is states what an organization is and does. So it basically says who we are and what we do. Okay, it is meant to set the standard within the organization. So every time we look at the mission, we see at what we are supposed to be doing, what we are supposed to be as part of this organization. And it is also a measure of success for external organizations, groups, or customers. So when they look at the mission, they see how we are achieving the vision. So mission is usually medium to long-term statements. Then this means that the mission could be adapted, okay, to meet the specific circumstances or possible future changes, either outside or inside the business. Okay. But remember, vision long term usually never changed. Mission medium to long term, it could be changed. Now, mission and vision must be related one to the other. To be short, The mission statement outlines how the vision statement can be achieved. So this is what we want to become. This is what we want to achieve in general as a business, and this is how we are going to achieve that vision. This is what we have to be and what we have to do in order to achieve this future, this desired future, this big goal, this big objective. Okay, so these are vision mission. Now let's take a look at the others below. Uh, the aims and objectives are, let's say, the most like to the practice objectives. These are the ones that we see more often in our day-to-day work, in our monthly meetings, okay, in our year-to-year either evaluation meetings, or I mean follow-up meetings, or when we start a business. Um, Starting with the aims are basically a disaggregation of the vision. So the vision sets specific, big, large, long-term aims of what we want to achieve as a business, but then we can divide them, disaggregate them into specific and separated aims. These are the aims as we like properly named. They are long-term goals, and they are the general aspirations, and they apply to the entire business. But then we use these aims, and based on them, we set specific strategic objectives or strategies. We set these medium to long term objectives, usually in the hands or under the direction of the senior managers. Okay, so this is like per department, per the big areas of the business, and they are business strategies that will help us accomplish the aims. Okay, they will lead the aim. They are meant to help us meet the aims. Then, within every department, within every big area, we have the tactical objectives for the specific sub departments or offices. So they are short to medium term objectives, usually under the direction of middle managers, and they will be the business tactics that will help us accomplish the business strategies, the strategic objectives. Finally, we have the day-to-day goal, the day-to-day objectives, or the operational objectives, and they are usually under the direction or the supervision of the floor managers or workers themselves, and these are the ones that will help us day by day, week by week, to accomplish the tactics. Okay, all of these aims and objectives belong to this hierarchy of objectives. Okay, as you can see, each of them are meant for one specific level and with specific purposes and under specific bosses or supervisors. So for the day-to-day activities, that should help us meet those short-term, medium-term, bigger office, okay, objectives or department objectives that would then help us meet all these bigger department areas objectives that would lead us as a business to achieve the aims. Okay, this is the connections. This is how these four different objectives are connected. Now, in order to make all of these objectives effective, to make sure that we are setting the right objectives, and to make sure that these objectives will really help our businesses to grow, our objectives must be SMART, we say. So this is an acronym that summarizes very well all the conditions that every single of our objectives must have to make sure that they are effective. And actually, this is not just for businesses. We can even apply these rules for our personal objectives, okay, the ones we set for our personal lives. So let's take a look at them. So we say objectives must be SMART, they must be specific, they must be measurable, they must be achievable and relevant, and finally, they must be time specific or time based. So when we say that objectives must be SMART, we mean that we have to answer to the question, what exactly do you want to achieve? So what do you exactly want from that specific department or area or office, or what do you want from your business as a whole? specifically. So you have to be clear on what specifically you want. Then when we say about measurable, we are talking about how will you tell that you achieved the objective. Okay, so you need evidences, and these evidences must be measurable. So you have to talk about either money or numbers or people, but you need to have a measure. You have to tell in a measurable way that you actually achieve the objective. So it has to be measured. It also has to be achievable. It has to be realistic. You have to make sure that you have enough resources to actually achieve these objectives. So you have to ask yourself if your objective is within the reach of the organization. Then we have to talk about relevance. We have to say that all objectives must be relevant, so they must be all connected to the bigger aims of the business. They must be relevant to the bigger core aims of the organization. And talking about the specific groups or the specific departments or areas, you have to make sure that they are relevant to the people that are involved in the objective. So I mean like every single employee uh, has to make sure that their objectives are related to the responsibility they have. Okay, and finally, you need to make sure that your objectives are time specific. This means um, that when you set an objective in your business, you need to tell exactly when you want your objective uh, achieved. Okay, you need to tell that you have this specific enough time. You are setting enough time and you are allowing enough time for your group, people, department, area, business to achieve the specific objective. Okay, so specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific, and this is how we make sure that our objectives are effective. So this is part one of chapter 1.3. And in the next video, we'll continue with the second part of this presentation. Bye.